He has outkicked Jeff in the past, and here comes the battle. Let's see what happens as it's Mosling, and you can see by the churning of his legs, he's definitely picked up the pace over the last mile. As he came up to Milliman, forged by, and we're going to see if he... Here comes Milliman. He's drawn up by him, and there he goes. It's Jeff Milliman now in the lead. Mosling pumping his arms furiously. So isn't Jeff Milliman. It looks like it's going to be Milliman here winning his first NCAA Division III cross-country title. The biology major from Camden, New York. Jeff Milliman wins the 1980 NCAA championship. A man who hopes to be a medical technician here with his son Jeremiah and his wife. Mark Wally, the dark horse who won the Midwest Regional, takes third. And now here comes the rest of the pack. Once again, the winner this year, Jeff Milliman from Napierville, Illinois, the hometown of North Central College. We'll be right back.
I spent a lot of my young life straightening out my golf swing. But what I neglected to straighten then were my teeth. So, like thousands of adults, I'm wearing braces. I want a healthier bite. And since golf leads me into so many personal contacts, I want a better smile. It's never too late to wear braces. After all, I'll be smiling. As long as I hit them straight.
Defending national champion Louisville makes its first ESPN appearance of the young hoop season when the Cardinals tap off against last year's NIT runner-up Minnesota. Monday, December 22nd, live from Freedom Hall. Denny Cruden's team lost All-American Darrell Griffith, but returns 4 starters and regains 6'9" Scooter McRae from the injured list. Join your Total Sports Network live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific Time, December 22nd, as Wiley Brown and Louisville try to put it in the face of the tough Minnesota Gophers right here on ESPN.
He finished 15th, 3rd, and 4th in previous years here in Division III, and patience and fortitude paid off, Jeff. Congratulations, Jeff Milliman, first place NCAA champion, Division III. Your victory today, tell us about it.
Well, it's really pleasing. I don't know, this year was like, it was a real struggle all year. I was bothered by injury, and and I'm just really glad it ended this way.
Your race here today, sometimes when you get out at the mile mark, you can tell early in a race, even if it's a 5-miler on a hilly course like today's was, and it's a cool, pleasant day. How are you going to feel? And did you feel the mile mark that you'd run as well as you did?
At the mile mark, I was fairly pleased. I knew I felt okay, but it was about 2 miles that I started feeling, a little bit more confident.
When runners are out in a group, even at the lead or any place up by there, frequently they know if one person's in control. Did you feel by the 3rd or 4th mile mark that you were able to control the race?
Okay, it was just before the 3 mile that I took the lead, and I felt, yeah, by then I had control.
Were you surprised at Paul Mosling coming up to take 2nd place on you?
No, I wasn't. Last week at the regional, I finished 4th and he finished 3rd. We were 2nd apart, so I knew that he wouldn't give. And at the 4 mile when he caught me.
Now, from about the 4 1/4 mile mark on in, it became a sprint. Both of you picked up your pace. He surged past you, and you kind of tucked in behind him. Were you confident you could stay there through the whole rest of that pace?
Well, I wasn't extremely confident, but I felt fairly confident. I knew that unless something drastically changed, that I could stay there.
Were you confident you're going to outkick somebody like that? I mean, last year he finished ahead of you by a small margin. Last year, outdoors in the 10,000-meter race at the division championships, you were outkicked at 10K. Was it a moment kind of prayer for you, so to speak?
In a way, yeah, it was. I was fairly confident, but I wasn't entirely confident. And about 70 yards from the finish, my sister was really, she's, come on, so I gave what I had. I dug down, yeah.
Well, your son Jeremiah and your wife are proud of you here today. What's on tap for you next?
Division I, yeah, on Monday.
The championships in Wichita State. Right. We wish you the best, and congratulations on persevering so well and finally being recognized as a champion, Jeff.
Thank you.
Paul Mosling, you ran out of years of eligibility. You were 3rd last year and 2nd this year, and you just missed by 1 year, I guess, of maybe theoretically taking 1st. Congratulations on a fine performance, though, today. How did you feel?
I felt pretty good. Last night before the race, I got a lot of sleep and just tried to relax. We went out with the St. Thomas guys and just kind of walked around for a while and relaxed.
You commented before the show that you were sick last week and you were hoping to perform well. You must have felt a lot better out there. You certainly ran your last mile very strongly on a fairly tough course.
I think a lot of it, why I felt a lot better, was just getting out there and, you know, when you get into competition, you kind of forget about how you're feeling and you just, you know, you try to run as well as you can.
What impressions does the course leave with you now that you've run it?
The only part on it I didn't like was the mud part right at the beginning, but otherwise it was a real good course. I liked it. I'd like to run on it again sometime.
I heard one person say he thought it was a challenging but a thinking man's course. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. Last night I went over the course and I tried to just pick out what I was going to do at each spot, because it's a course that you just can't go out and run. You have to know what you're going to do and where you're going to do it.
If you had it to do over again, because you came so close, would you have run it any better or any differently?
Maybe on the last mile when I passed Jeff, I tried to go a little bit harder for a little bit longer to see if I could open up some ground.
Prior to that steep hill before the finish?
Yeah.
You surged past him and he was able to pick it up with you. Was your plan of attack to go hard over the last entire 3/4 of a mile of the course?
I was going to try to wait till about a half, but yeah, that was pretty much it, just to try to go as hard as I could.
What were your feelings coming up to the last 300 yards? Did you feel that you had enough to hold him off?
I didn't really know. I was just going to try to run as hard as I could and hope that my kick got me there before his did.
Congratulations on the fine performance you rendered here today.
Well, thanks a lot.
I'm with Bill Hike, the winning coach from Carleton College in Northfield, Minnesota, and his team. And you pulled a surprise here today.
Yes, surprising us much as anybody, I think.
Did you feel you had a chance to win?
No, we knew that the man who's been our #1 runner most of the season was hurt, and another one was a little bit ill, and so this was a pleasant surprise. We came in hoping people would just run their best.
Your Midwest region, one of 7 that the teams here competed in to get here, is the toughest of all 7 regions, and you finished 3rd. You know, were you surprised at how well you did overall today? I mean, did you think you'd maybe finish 2nd or 3rd if you weren't going to win?
Yes, we thought that, and we thought if people ran well, we'd certainly be in the top 5, and then after that, it's so close that anything can happen.
Has Carleton never won an NCAA championship before?
Only one that I know, which is an individual NCAA golf champion, not a team championship.
What happens to Carleton from here? Where do your team go? End of the cross-country season?
Oh yes, yeah, we're through right now. We're finishing our fall term and our exams right now, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's even a greater tribute, having to study for these exams and pull this off. You're going to go back as heroes, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Out of school.